Hello everybody, I'm Melissa and welcome back to Book Bar and welcome to a fun March Madness style bracket of book boyfriends. I've been seeing people do like tier ranking their 5-star reads from the winter, or are these still 5 stars, or so I decided what I would do is I would pit not all of my romances, because I did read some male romances, sapphic romances, polyamorous romances. These are just straight male-female romances, and because that's just the way that it made it easier for me, it worked out. I ended up with 64 reads, which is perfect because that is how many is in a March Madness bracket. So I have 64 reads. I have it in 4 categories. I have rereads, historical romances, monster / fantasy, which I don't think I have any monsters. I think it's all just fantasy creatures. Not creatures. There's really only one creature, and then and you'll know when I get there. And then contemporary. So my contemporaries aren't broken down. It's not like how I normally do it, but I just put them all. I didn't pay any attention to how I was like putting them, other than I did try to keep like the categories together. I mean, obviously there's going to be some overlap, but I tried to keep the categories together as much as possible to make it a little more fair. But we're just gonna go ahead and get on into it, and I am going to record my screen. Sorry if you can hear the background. My neighbor is having yard work done, and it's the only time I can film, so we're just gonna go ahead and get on into it. This is my bracket. I just made it on Canva. I don't know how to like get it any fancier, so we're just rolling with it. But yeah, so we're gonna start into it with my rereads, and we have Max Koteski versus Theo Silva. Max from City, Theo from Reckless. And this pains me because I love them both, but I think I'm gonna go Theo. I think I'm going Theo. Then we have Jamie from A Love Letter to Whiskey versus Grip. Grip, no question. Jamie was problematic at times, so. Then we have Edmund from Accidentally Compromising the Duke by Stacey Reid, and Logan from Destiny's Embrace by Beverly Jenkins. Oh, this is tough. Like, this one is probably one of my tougher ones. I think I'm gonna go Edmund, only because he was so like, we need to get married, we need to do all these things when she was compromised. And Logan was still kind of an F-boy for a while, so. Then we have charming Mickey O'Connor versus Gavin Sinclair. Okay, well, Mickey's a pirate, so we're going Gavin because he at least has he's at least a barrister. He's got a pretty good job. Ewan from Hold Fast or Kai from Powerless. I gotta go Kai. Even though Ewan was fantastic, I'm going Kai. Kane from Madonna Onyx, or I went with Rune as my man from A Court of Silver, or House of Flame and Shadow, and we're going Rune just because Rune Dan and Crown Prince of the Velvet Bar Faye is top tier. Okay, then we have Sarah Vick, who is a human in The Epos King for the Wraith King series, or Dante, who is a dragon. I guess I do have fantastical creatures. I forgot about this. This one's tough. I think I'm gonna go Dante. Then we have Alexis, who is the witch collector, and there's other things about him. And we have Sephir from Shang's Lifter Prince, who is a cat. What am I doing to myself? I'm gonna go with Sephir. Mostly because the other stuff we learned about Alexis, kind of red flags. So, yeah. Okay, then we have Enzo from Heavenly Bodies and Brishan from Radiance. I'm going Brishan. That's why I didn't go with Sarah Vick, because I couldn't really have both. So, okay, now we're into like, oh, I did have another category. I had holiday reads. So we have Theo from A Little Magic and Taz from His Sleeping Beauty, and I don't remember much about Taz, so I'm going Theo. I think Taz was kind of a jerk. And I think his mom was like, oh no, it wasn't his mom. It was her neighbor's mom. It was really creepy. Yeah. Okay, Nick from Big Nick Energy or Jack from If You Could Cook Up a Holiday Wish List. And I'm going Jack. Nick was great, don't get me wrong. I loved Nick too. Both fantastic, but I'm going Jack. Just the things he did. All right, then we have Kyler from Christmas Cupid or Ford from Revenge Era. I'm going Ford. Then these are by the same author. So All I Want for Christmas and Let It Snow. We had Dante and Andrew. I'm going Andrew because I remember Andrew being very, very swoony, and I don't remember much about Dante, to be honest. Okay, now we're into the contemporaries. This is gonna be a long one. So Mike Martin, you gotta call him Mike Martin because that's what she called him, in Canadian Boyfriend versus Joey from Saving and Redeeming 6. Would it be problematic to pick the 18-year-old? I'm not thinking of their ages. I'm just thinking of like what they did for their heroines. And I gotta go Joey. Sorry, Mike Martin. Romeo or Baxter James Valentine. Sorry, Baxter James, BJ Valentine. Sorry, Romeo. Jack from Last Call at the Local or Griffin from Indigo Ridge. Jack had OCD and owned a bar, and Griffin worked on a ranch. He also was not my favorite man from the Eden family, so we're going Jack. We love a man who is in tune with his emotions and is not afraid to talk about his faults. So, okay, this is where it gets tough. I mean, all these are tough. The contemporaries are tough because that's my favorite. So we have Bond from Keep This Between Us by Albany Archer and Lawson Hartley from Ashes of You. Bond was a delicious, like, sweet man in the sheets, Dom in the sweet man in the streets, Dom in the sheets. But then there's Lawson, but he's a cop. So we're going Bond. We're going Bond. I know, that might be surprising. Then we got Sullivan from The Love Contract by Sophie Lark or Aiden from Collide by Val Kabara. I think I'm gonna go Sully. Just because he wasn't afraid to do what he needed to do to get what he needed. And we have North from Among the Heather and Santi from Redeemed. Santi. We loved him. Ryan from The Right Move versus Dare from Even If It Hurts. Ryan Shea. Even though I don't personally, like, he is not top tier book boyfriend to me, but Dare was trash. Absolute trash. Garbage. Hot garbage. I hated him so much. So I couldn't even consider picking him. Then we have Cole from A Photo Finish and Trent from Love in the End Zone. Trent was a football player, but he did get really mad about some crazy things. So we're going Cole. Now we have Ford from Raiders of the Lost Heart versus Maddox from Her Greatest Mistake. I'm going Docs. Mostly because I don't remember much about Ford, but I think he was pretty trash at some points. So, yeah. Now we have Knox Eden versus Foster. I can't think of Foster's last name. Knox knocks it out of the park. We have Nathan from The Art of Scandal by Regina Black or Jake from The Breakup Artist, which is just a fun little novella with a wheelchair user, and he was a great hero, but I gotta go Nathan. Nathan was delicious. Deliciance, as they say on commercials now. So yeah. Okay, we have Theo Cavendish versus River from The Revenge Pact. I know people say Theo wasn't great and he could have done a lot more graveling, but I'm going Theo. Lorenzo, I believe is his name, versus Andy from Something's Never Changed. Andy is just like, this is a debut author. I read the arc of it. It came out, was it February? It was either February or January or February. And Andy is very, very book boyfriend. He is fantastic. So we're going Andy. Then we have Teddy versus Leland. I'm going Leland, even though I'm probably too young for him, but it's okay. It's okay. Brett versus Khalil. Brett Boudreaux versus Khalil. Oh, I mean, Khalil was a librarian, but he was also like in the mafia. It was weird. It was a weird book, but I think I'm gonna go Khalil over Brett. Brett kind of sucked at points. Like, his only quality was that he played football. Really. Like, he didn't think I don't know. Both of these suck. Sebastian versus Dorian. I'm going Sebastian just because he could chase me anywhere. Let's be real. Okay, Vance versus Rome. I gotta go Rome. Rome would do anything. Jasper versus Mateo. This is really easy because Jasper was trash. So Mateo, Eden for sure. Then we have Gray from the X list, or I'm going with Lance because there were two heroes you could have chose from. Even if it was not polyamorous, the heroine does pick one in the end, so that's why I went with it. I'm going to go Gray though, because I honestly didn't care for either of those heroes. So that is the first round. Now we're down to 32. The round of 32. Okay? Theo versus Grip. Oh. Ooh, I don't know. This is... I'm going Grip. I loved him so much. So, yeah, we're going Grip from the Grip trilogy by Kennedy Ryan. Yes. Edmund versus Gavin. The Duke versus the Barrister. Which one? I'm just kidding. I am not. I'm gonna go Edmund just because Gavin his book was a novella, so I didn't get to spend a ton of time with him. I know you did if you read Forever Your Rogue, but I'm going with, wow, that's really loud and distracting. I am so sorry, but I'm going with Edmund. Kai or Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbar and Fae. Sorry, Kai. Rune. Dante versus, so a dragon versus a cat. I'm going dragon. I'm going Dante. Going Dante. Now, Brishet. So we have a Kai, which is not a human, versus Theo from A Little Magic. I'm gonna go Brishet. I love Brishet, plus just those forearms. They're fantastic. Like, love his arms. He's got some great arms. So, yeah. 2 holiday novellas. We got The Grumpy Boss or The Ex-Boyfriend's Dad. I'm gonna go with Ford from Revenge Era. No other reason other than he is a music producer, I believe. So that's why. Andrew versus Joey. Andrew did some really swoony things, like I said, so he is much more of a book boyfriend than Joey. Sorry, I love you, Joey, but the red flags are flagging. Baxter James Ballantyne versus Jack from Last Call at the Local. I love BJ. I love him. So I'm going with BJ. I know he does some pretty awful things in the beginning, but you know, he redeems himself, especially in this book. He really redeems himself in that book. So, okay. Bond versus Sully. I'm going Bond. I love A Man written by Sophie Lark, but I don't know, something about Bond, that baseball cap, just gets me going. Santi versus Ryan Shea. I'm going Santi. Sorry for all you Ryan Shea lovers. I loved Santiago. Santiago Alatorre. He was fantastic. And He is my winner. Cole versus Maddox. I mean, there were some things about Maddox that just were amazing. Both of these guys had secrets that they hadn't told. Okay, which one do I want? They're both Canadian. They both live in Canada. Written by Canadian authors. One's just a small town man, and one is a hockey player. We're going the hockey player. I'm going Maddox. Knox Eden versus Nathan from The Art of Scandal. Knox Eden, he was just chef's kiss, top tier. Loved him so much. Okay. Theo Cavendish versus Andy. I think it was Andy Yang. And we're going Andy. He was very adorable and swoony, and yeah, I really enjoyed reading about him. So, Andy from Some Things Never Change. Ooh. Leland McLean versus Khalil, the Mr. Librarian. Leland. Again, I'm probably too young for him, but that's okay. That is okay. I would take a chance. I would hope he would take a chance on me. Ooh, this is easy. Rome, Sebastian was not boyfriendy. He had no boyfriend-like qualities. So, Rome, for sure. Mateo from Sable Peak, or Gray from the X List. Mateo, only because we don't get Gray's perspective in the X List. So I don't know what he was thinking most of the time. So we're going with Mateo. Okay, I think they're done. So we're going back into it. So now we have Grip versus Edmund. And I think I'm gonna go Grip. Sadly, I tried to making these images bigger and it won't, doesn't let me. So that sucks, but that's okay. Rune Dannon versus Dante. We're going Rune Dannon, which is gonna be an interesting. So yeah, we're into the Sweet 16, by the way. But yeah, the Elite Eight is gonna be an interesting option. Brishan versus Ford. We're going Brishan. I'm going Brishan. The Kai Man. Andrew versus BJ. If I look at it as just Magnolia Parks Into the Dark, I'm going BJ. He was so fantastic in that book that he kind of held the book together. So I'm going Baxter James Valentine. Now, Bond versus Santi. I think I'm going Santi. I'm going Santi. Knox versus Maddox. We're going Knox. Knox Eden was fantastic. Andy versus Leland. Sorry, Leland. I'm going Andy. Rome versus Mateo. Oh, this is tough. This should be final two matchup, not Sweet 16. I'm going Mateo. He was just the way he was with his daughter. He was a little dumb. He didn't realize that Vera was in love with him, but that's okay, because Vera's not part of this. I am the heroine in all of these. Okay, Grip versus Rune Dannon, Crown Prince of the Valbaran Fae. Sorry, Grip. I'm going Rune. Brishan versus Baxter James Valentine. Okay, only because I don't want to have two fantasy romances. We're going BJ. I loved him. I loved them both. Let's be real. Santi versus Knox. Knox. Andy versus Mateo. Can I have two Edens go against each other? Only because I don't want to. I'm going Andy. I know it's kind of defeats the purpose, but I really did. Andy was very swoony. So, my final four are Rune Dannon versus Baxter James Valentine, Knox Eden versus Andy Yang. Okay, I'm going Rune versus BJ. We're going Rune. And then I'm going Knox over Andy. Now, I have to move these down. Sorry, it's gonna be kind of funny for a second. You're gonna see. I'm gonna add this in right here. And that. And I close that. And we're gonna go here. Okay. Rune Bannon, Crown Prince of Valbarn Fae versus Nox Eden. I'm going Nox Eden. I'm going Nox Eden. Mostly because of how he was with the baby, Drake. Yeah, that was way tougher than I thought it would be, but it was so much fun. I really enjoyed doing it. Tomorrow, my rankings might change, but I did write them down. So that way, I think I'm going to do some form of something like this every, not quarter, I'll do it seasonally, obviously, because I did winter, and then I'll do like my spring reads, so March, April, May reads, and then June, July, August reads, and September, October, November reads. So I might like do something where I pit the 4 winners against each other, so I'm writing them down so that I don't forget. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. Let me know if you liked this, and what would your book boyfriend March Madness bracket be? I know obviously March Madness isn't something that I can't do March Madness every month because or every season, because obviously it only happens in March. But it kind of worked out perfectly, so I might do like a tier ranking at one point. But yeah, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a heart emoji. Any heart, I don't care. Just because, you know, spread the love of the book boyfriends or basketball, either one, because March Madness. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It really helps me out. I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye.